Share with us amazing stories.
First of all, I want to say thank you for having me. Yeah. Thank you for having me here. It's an honor, and I know we're going to have such a great time as well.
I mean, who is Anita Akuffo? Just tell us about yourself.
My name is Anita Akua Akuffo, like most of you know. I work at TV3, that is under Media General, and I'm a TV presenter. I host events. I'm the brand ambassador for Vitamilk Ghana.
Wow.
That is the strawberry.
And please, not to cut you, but do we get some free Vitamilk after this or something like that?
You know, I should have brought some Vitamilk.
Yeah, you should have brought us Vitamilk.
I should have. But I do that as well, and I work with Duffys Health and Beauty as well. So basically, that is what I've been up to. I've been doing this since 2015.
Wow.
Yes. So
wow.
For the last 7 years, I'm quite young, but for the last 7 years, I've been doing this, and God has been good.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I think you should put your hands together. Yeah. So Anita, I mean, we want to know, when you were growing up, did you have such ambitions, or did you ever think you would end up as a, let me say, celebrity like this? Because some people are young people here, they're just wondering, will I also be like her? Did you ever imagine or assume you could be this amazing?
No. When I was somewhere in class 3, class 4, I wanted to be an English teacher.
Hey.
Yes. Yeah. You know, anytime I say this, people are like, hey, I'm not surprised you guys are reacting that way, because even my dad was like, no. Why do you want to go into teaching?
Yeah.
You know, every parent is expecting you to talk about being a doctor, a lawyer, banker, you know. And my dad always used to think that you have to do something that you sit in an office and then your pen will be doing the talking, and, you know. And I'm like, no, I want something that I'll be doing a lot of talking. So from class 3 to like senior high school, I didn't know what I wanted to become. I was going through the school all right, but I didn't have that one thing on my mind that I wanted to become this or that. So funny enough, when I was in senior high school, and my school, I attended Wesley Grammar, we used to have this thing called Panorama. So every Thursday, 2 students, you have to come and stand in front of the school. I mean, imagine like almost 1,000 students. And then you read the news. So what has been happening and all of that. And even prior to that, I was hosting stuff in school, SS, you know, the entertainment thing. I was a day student, and the day students were not allowed to come for the borders, you know, the entertainment. Yeah. But because my house was not too far from the school, I would come and host it. And one night, unfortunately, an incident came up, and then some of us were drawn into it. So we were suspended for some time. But guess what? Because I knew that I came there for a reason, and whatever happened, I wasn't involved, and I had even left before that whole thing happened. You know how school is. You have to prove yourself. You have to show that, okay, indeed, I wasn't a part of this. Let them see another side of you. So I was like, me, I like reading. I know I can talk. I know I can stand in front of people. I'll give this Panorama a shot. It was something I wanted to do, you know. And so that Thursday morning, I walked to the podium with my, you know, written news and stuff. I was reading the international news. So I came to stand there. I read for like 5 minutes. When I was done, everybody was clapping.
Wow.
You know, it was funny because these are the same people that had sort of tagged you as, hey, she came for entertainment when she was not supposed to come. She's this, she's that. Now the conversation changed. And then my assistant headmaster called me to the side after assembly, and he was like, I think this is something you should work on. You will succeed at it. You did it so well. I think you should work on it. And I'm like, at the end of the day, I'm also doing home econs. Like, how do I change from home econs and decide that I want to do something that has to do with news or TV or something? So I asked, and then I was told I can make that switch. Wow. So that was it for me. That Thursday morning, I mean, was that moment that everything changed, and I decided that I'll go to GIJ, I'll switch from this home econs, do journalism, and if it doesn't work out, of course, you can always start all over again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for me, I told my dad about it. He was like, journalism too, no.
Yeah.
So I was like, this man, what is this?
You're telling me he wanted you to go to Legon.
So after senior high school, he gave me the money, go and buy forms for Legon. The first year, I bought the forms, all right. God being so good. When the admissions came out, I didn't get. Like, I'm saying God being so good because I know why I'm saying. Like, that was when I started realizing, no, God has a plan for me.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be in Legon. Then the next year, he gave me money again. Go and buy Legon forms. I'm like, this man. I went straight to GIG. I bought my GIG forms. I was home one evening when a friend called me. Hey, I was checking the admissions and your name is on the notice board. I'm like, Now the problem was to tell my dad. How do I tell him that the Legon changed to GIG? I said, whoa. So I had to tell him regardless. So I told my mom first, and my mom was like, okay, find a way and tell him, because I don't want to go and lead it, and it will be like, I'm the one who pushed you to it.
Yeah.
So I told my dad, and then he was like, no. GIG, no. Journalism, Juma. And he was citing examples of journalists that he felt every time, they are being threatened, sort of, you talk about things, and then it's like you're in the public eye, and he didn't want that. So I told myself, this is something I want to do. It's something I know I'll succeed at. But it's up to me to change his perception when it comes to what he thinks about the career. So I started with entertainment, fashion, and all of that. I'll leave the house, I'll dress up. And sadly for me too, I was still in school. So I transitioned from there to GIJ level 200, and I started working. I wanted to start working very early so that you do not complete uni and you are coming to, join a queue. Because there are people who completed GIJ from the 90s, from even before I was born. They are still unemployed. So imagine coming to join this queue and thinking that it's going to work for you. It may work for you. I'm not saying it will not work if you want to join the queue. But I didn't want to join. I felt like I'm in a field where, and for other courses that most of you are pursuing, you can always start, or you can even combine two other things, and make it work. So I was like, I want to start working now before I complete GIG. So I ventured into a few pageants here and there, and then it worked. I was like, okay, God is working. But that time, the money was not coming.
Hey.
See, I can come and sit on TV. Oh, I've dressed, I'll cross my leg. But sister is broke. Like, I'm leaving the house, and it's my mom that will give me money for transportation. You have to look good. TV. Yeah. And it wasn't about faking it and making people think it's all that. People will always think it's all that. But at the end of the day, the job must go on. The fact that, I wear some small wig, we do small makeup, heels, kakra, and all of that, is normal. You get it? But it just didn't happen overnight. It wasn't paying from the beginning. My first TV job that I did it was like 3 years, Every week after an episode, I was giving 50 cedis. So imagine that the 50 cedis are here now, the bay with transportation. And now the bay with now the bay say. So, I had that support from my mom, so it helped me. Then my dad came in again. Parents, it's okay for your parents not to support what you're doing. Not everyone will see where you're going or what you want to achieve. Yeah. And it's perfectly fine. Not everyone will know that this is what you want to achieve. You may see a different picture altogether, but they may not necessarily see it. And it's very, very fine. At the end of the day, I keep telling myself, if I go and I, hit the wall, I will bounce back. I will come and start all over again because what? There's nothing wrong with that. So I decided to continue going on. I'll go and do this event. I'll come back home late. My dad will be angry. Then I moved out of the house. So all throughout even my uni, and this is not, don't think I'm making my dad look bad. No. I say these things so that the parents who do not support their kids, especially from the start, they know that there's absolutely nothing wrong with supporting him or her. Sometimes just give your child that support. It's all he or she needs to make it work. And in this day and age, dragging a child back, you end up pushing him or her into something that she's not passionate about. So gradually, I switched from where I was to GH1. Gradually, then the big break came. That was TV3. Yeah. I'm saying the big break because while I was at GH1, it was a beautiful experience. You get to learn so much from the likes of Nanaba, Sewa, very beautiful people. But then again, sometimes I go back and I watch some of my videos because me, I don't delete stuff off my phone. So all my videos, and I'm like, what was I doing? Because that confidence wasn't really there. But it's normal. So at the time I was even leaving GH1, I didn't know where I was going. That was after doing all the pageantry. That was, doing all the stuff along the line. GTP signed me as their brand ambassador. That was somewhere in 2017 and all of that. I'm mentioning GTP now, but later on I'll hammer on everything that has to do with GTP and, how they came in the picture and connected to social media. I'll come to that. So gradually, I left GH1 somewhere 2019 May, and I left to go and sit at home. Yes, such a big risk I took. Because I'm like, okay, I want something more. I want a different experience altogether. But even though someone may think it's not the right time, but I think it's the right time for me to leave. At that time, too, I was on my own. I live alone. No, parental, whatever. I decided to let my parents know that this is something I want to handle. I want to be my own, person. I want to be on my own. And I want to live alone. So that was what was happening. So I quit. I was home from 2019 May. And it was one of the toughest years for me, 2019 May. Accidents back and forth, like so many things. And so all throughout that time, it was just between myself and God. I'll wake up, go to the gym, and that time I was still broke. That 2019, I was so broke because, the money too wasn't coming like that. So I'll wake up, go to the gym, come back home, and then there was a time where I saw this Nathaniel Bassey Hallelujah Challenge.
Wow.
So sometimes when you're going through stuffing, people do not really see it, but the only thing that can give you strength, the only thing and the only person that can give you that hope that you need is God.
Yeah.
It made me 2019. Hey, I took God seriously more than any year because I knew that if the year ends and I don't have anything doing, I don't really see things going the way. And I didn't want my dad to also say that. So,
but Anita, with your parents, did you have very strict parents who were always pulling you to church and spirituality and all of that?
My dad could pass as a church elder. Yeah. Very strict. Oh, I remember times my dad would cane me. Like, extremely strict. My mom is there, oh, man, where'd you go? She's like, oh, it's okay. My mom is very cool. But my dad, unfortunately for me too, my elder sister, my brother, they all did like business-related courses. The ones that once the person starts, this one is bringing in money. My brother did accounting, auditing, those courses.
Yeah.
You know that the future is bright already.
For us.
So, that was like the standard. And he comes after my sister. My sister also did business and those things. So it's like me that I'm the last that I'm supposed to also sort of follow. Yeah. I'm going towards entertainment, and my dad is comparing me to Shatawale and those people. And, it's like you have to always be in the public eye. It's like, always that hyper thing. And I'm like, and so looking at what I wanted to do and how they see life, it was like the opposite. Yeah. So it made it even more difficult. And my brother and my sister too were always, on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I wanted you to elaborate on connections and networking. Because I'm here, I'm hosting this thing, and this is the 5th edition. One thing that has been paramount in it has been relationships. And I normally like to teach my people that anything you cannot buy twice, you can't afford it. And relationship can buy anything twice. So relationship I view as a commodity and a currency. So I believe there have been amazing connections, network, relationships that brought you to this height. Can you share something with us in relationships so that, they will take someone's contact from here?
Yeah. Okay, one thing that I'll always say on any platform is that, 1, be humble. 2, be nice, no matter who you meet. When I did Miss Malaika in 2014, there was one lady I met. So she was part of the production, and then after our very first shoot, she told me, I'll put you on TV. I was like, hey, and this woman, you put me on TV, saying, because I was like, okay, how is that going to happen? Because you just met me. True to her word, after my first TV experience, she put me on. I'm like, okay, wow, looks like she really, meant it. Going to GH1, she's the same person who held my hand, called me. She was like, oh, Sam Shobi, I recommended you. I think you can do it. So they'll call you for your details, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, wow, there's something at work here. Even when I left GH1, going to TV3, it was the same person. Yeah, one particular woman. And I'm like, okay. And this same person, it's about that connection I had with her. She saw something, and I took her as my big sister. Oh, if I have any issues, I'll talk to her. I do not burn bridges, no matter what happens. I may distance myself a little bit, but I don't burn bridges. And for connections and people who can hold your hands, you have no idea. People meet in certain places and your name comes up. If your humility, your niceness, or the person genuinely liking you doesn't come up, you may lose out on certain opportunities. So it takes me back to this GTP thing, this connection you're talking about. The time I got a call from GTP, I think it was 2017, the gentleman who called me, I didn't even have his number, but he was my senior in Wesley Grammar. Okay. So when he called me, he introduced himself, and he was a chaplaincy something. And me, senior high school, I didn't have any connection with chaplaincy and church and those things. No. So he introduced himself to me. I'm like, oh, I know him because he was always walking alone. But, when it comes to playing the keyboards and things, he was very good. He was like, oh, we just had a meeting in the office, and we're looking for a brand ambassador for GTP. And I mentioned you, and my boss wants us to talk to you. I was like, wow. And it was very, very juicy. So after the talking and all of that, they were like, how much will you take? And the guy actually picked up the phone. So he was doing the negotiations with me. He was like, think about it very well. I've already proposed an amount to them based on how I see you and all of that. But we also want to know how much. And I was like, no, let me be smart here. Let me ask them, what is the amount you people will give me? Yeah. If it's not good, I'll negotiate. And this is coming from someone that sort of knows me, and he's already spoken highly of me. So the amount they actually mentioned, it was nowhere close to what I was thinking. So imagine he had already, based on that connection he had with me, from way back that I didn't even know, already gone ahead to what? Negotiate, even on my behalf, even before I came in. So when you are praying, it's one thing I always talk about too. Like, it's in my prayers every day, even if I don't want to pray about anything, that one I have to. That when my name is mentioned in certain places, places I am not present, places I don't even have anybody to speak on my behalf. Okay? Like, Lord, raise people who would just champion my cause. People who will speak for me as if they know me. People who, even if they haven't met me in years, they will still talk that, oh, Anita this, Anita that. It works like magic. Sometimes the connection is not about the physical connection or you knowing the person or meeting the person, because there'll be so many places, like opportunities will come up that your name will be mentioned, and then you are not there to hype yourself, to defend yourself, to say that, oh, I can do this, I can do that. But these are some of the things grace and that connection, that divine connection can do. So I like the way you asked the question, but I see connection in a totally different way altogether. Of course, there's a physical connection. There are people who, hype you and all of that. But when grace is part of that connection, fire.
Wow. Someone say grace. Yes. Charlie, say grace. Yes. One thing I just learned from Anita's words was that she said, I don't bend bridges, but I distance myself. It means sometimes you could have, some kind of thing with someone, but you don't have to break down that bridge. Just distance yourself. There's something I teach my people that I say that nobody is qualified enough to offend you. It means no matter what someone has done that you feel so offended, don't bend that bridge. Yeah. I think we should put our hands together. Put your hands together, yeah. Anita, I don't want to take all the show, so I have some beautiful ladies here.
I just wanted to ask, this is prophetic password. I wanted to ask that what do you think, how has prayer played a role in your career? Because you're very successful. Actually, you're my role model.
Oh, go me.
So how has prayer been a part of where you are or who you are right now?
Prayer, whew. Like, see, because the things that are happening around us and the kind of industry, especially I am in, it's very easy to go wayward. It is very easy to be swayed. It is very easy to, like, in a second, so many things will change. Social media is attacking you. You're seeing things every day. Your friends, okay, me, I don't have friends, Mom. Like, I don't have friends. I'm nice to everyone. But that kind of friend that you come to my house, I don't. Human beings are very funny, so. But when it comes to prayer, maybe because of the kind of background I have, my parents are very prayerful, and every evening before bed, they would make us pray, even though that time I didn't really like it. But it was when I grew up that I realized that we are fighting against things that only prayers can, help you to sail through. And so for me as an individual, I take it very serious. It's not that my schedule is somewhere, and so my church, because of GMB and all of that, very tight schedule, I'm unable to go to church as much as when the year began. But prayer is very important, and I will not even narrow it down to just what I do. I mean, every human being, prayers, very, very important. I had an accident in 2019, and after the accident happened, the police people that came to tow my car, the commander came and then he just hugged me. And my mom was around and looking at how my car was damaged. So let me just maybe take it from this point. I was driving to work and I passed out at dawn. I passed out, and unfortunately for me, the car I collided with was, the cars that they take, is it cargo or the containers? That long, yeah. So imagine an Elantra and that car colliding. I mean, my car is supposed to go under the car. I passed out, and luckily, the front hit the car. So when they came, it was like this together. And when the gentleman who was driving the truck came out, my head was on the steering. And then they couldn't believe that I was still okay. So they told me that since I was in the seat, they made me get up, and then I should just reverse a little bit. Everything just was off like that. So when the policeman came, they were like, where do you worship? Like, which church do you attend? He kept telling my mom, when you go to church on Sunday, you guys should really go and thank God, because people have the tiniest of accidents and they don't survive. But that particular one, and so my mom was like, see, the little prayers you are praying, you're asking God for protection. You're praying, you're asking God to, be a part of your everyday life, your movement as you're going and coming. I every time I sit in my kind of morning when I'm going to work, I pray, even if it's one sentence. I do not joke with it.
Most of us here just completed UG.
All of you?
Most. I'm seeing most of, we wrote our last paper last Saturday. So I wanted to ask that now that we are going into the world, especially the females, because there's a lot out there from the things I've heard. I'd like to know that what are some of the things as a woman you can use to set yourself apart from other women in order to grow your career? Yes.
Oh, that's a good one. For me personally, right from the onset, I told myself social media is a very powerful tool. It can make or unmake you. And I want to sell myself on every platform, be it social media, be it like any platform I'm giving, I will sell myself. But not the kind of selling that is short-lived, short-term. People see it, they'll give you all the fans, then it's gone. We see so many ladies, no offense to anybody who decides to show skin. It's their personal decision. I don't have anything against it. Same way you choose to wear this dress, somebody may want to wear the same dress, but they've cut this side, they've cut here, because she feels comfortable. I will not. So I will always advise my ladies that one thing that will set you apart, how you dress. Very, very, very important. Before you even speak, when you walk into any room, how you look can speak for you. Every single, and even the people I've worked with are females. Most of them are females. Maybe the other brand ambassadorial staff, you may work with a few guys here and there. But even that, I always tell people when they ask me, oh, when the men come to you, I'm like, see, sometimes that 1 month for no be approaching you. It's not that they can't, but I respect myself enough, so much that I feel it would take some kind of courage for someone to approach me or come and act anyway towards me.
Okay, my final question is very tough out there, and we all go through one thing or the other. How do you push yourself through, like, hard times?
When people ask me, do I ever get sad? I'm like, I have my low moments. I have times where, but I don't really break down. Hardly. Sometimes I think that, there's something wrong with me small, because one moment I can be angry. Something pissed me off. Something made me sad. Then the next few minutes, I'm trying to remember, what crap made me sad? Imagine 28, after doing TV from 2015 now to 2018, that was when I got some small money to buy a car. The car I couldn't pay all. And later on, I managed to pay the rest. And you get a car, and then that was in October, November 2018. Then 2019, even before February, you have a first accident, and another one follows in February. So imagine, something that was supposed to bring me so much joy, after all these years, Charlie, Uber, taxi, all of that. I know this is our job, Charlie. Whether you like it or not, you go to town and someone will make you out. There are times I step out, I disguise myself, especially when this nose mask came in. I'll wear it, I'll wear sunglasses, but still people will make you out. And you have to be doing Uber and all of that. And then I've managed to get myself some small car, and then accidents left, right, center. But you know what? I still didn't allow that to get to me. After the second one, I was at home for like 2 months. I was crying. 2019. I cried at home. My mom would be like, I should just get up and then not allow this to get to me. The most important thing is that I got some few bruises here and there, but the most important thing is that I'm alive. So that was another year that once I pulled through, I told myself that, see, from 2020, when God came through for me, I started working. Things started going on well for me. I realized that it's only God that made it possible. And He who has started something good in my life, until He says stop, it is not stopping. I decided not to allow anything to get to me. I'm always happy. There are times, even now that, there are times we don't have money like that. Things are not going the way we want it to go and all of that. Sometimes your boss is dragging you left, right, center. You go to work, someone will annoy you and all of that. But you won't see me sad. Like, I make an intentional effort to look at the brighter side. My blessings outweigh the bad things that are happening around me. My blessings will always, even if I don't see the blessing now like this, I know that it will happen. And so, why allow something to pull you down? Why allow something that doesn't deserve a place in your mind, in your soul, in your heart to drag you? No. And that is why me on social media, for instance, I'm always reading my comments. I'm always checking what people are saying. I hardly Google my name because I don't want to see things I don't want to read. But when I see the negative comments, I'll block you. Because it doesn't make sense that we are all on social media to socialize, to network, have fun, share our nice pictures and all of that. And you want to bring negativity on my page. That when I go through my comments and I'll be seeing negative stuff. Like, who does that? So I'll block you. I will block you. That one. Oh. So I do not tolerate negativity. I do not pay attention to it. there are too many things to focus on, honestly. So that is how I pull myself out of bad situations or whatever. We move, I mean.
Thank you so much. This one just came up, but I would still like to ask, if you were given the chance to advise your younger self. I know you're still young, even though you're a big woman.
Oh no, I'm not a big woman.
Oh, you are.
Oh. No. I'm really, really young. For all you know, some of you here may be older than me.
No.
Oh yeah. Who's the oldest here? Like 30 something. Do we have Manka? Who is 37? But I'm sure some of you may be my age mates.
Yes, but I'm talking in terms of your influence. You have a very large influence. So what advice would you like to tell your younger self?
My younger self, I would have told her that, Anita, be more confident. Be extremely confident. I would have told her to double up twice of the zeal she had. I wouldn't want to change anything. I wouldn't. From my stubborn self to not listening to people, not caring what anybody thinks, to going for what will make me happy. I put myself first, Papa. Like, it's not selfishness. I put myself first. Once it makes me happy, of course, I consider other people. But when it comes to taking decisions that is for my greater good, Anita comes first. I must come first. So maybe, like I mentioned, you have to double up and then be more confident. I wish I were as confident as I am previously, but I mean, there's a reason for everything, so God knows why, but it's all good. Hi, what's your name?
Wendy.
Oh, nice.
You are very pretty.
Oh, I'm shy.
Okay, so I want to find out, I'm sure it's not only me, but everyone here would like to know if you've ever had any regrets concerning your career choice.
Regrets? Never. 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 Not even 0.00001. No. No regrets. If I go back in time and I have to make that choice, I will always choose this career. It makes me happy. My dad wanted me to, at a point, go into nursing. You know, when he wanted me to go buy the Legon forms again because I did home econs and he felt like foods and nutrition, it ties into it and all of that. But I didn't have the passion for it. Imagine me being a nurse and you come and I'm like, okay, I'm there. If you die, you die. If I don't have the courage to put the needle or whatever, I won't do it. But the kind of passion I have for this job, it excites me. It makes me happy. I go to work. Sometimes being in the office, it's annoying sometimes because it's like back-to-back stuff and you do not really have a life. You have a life, but you do not have a life. Let me explain. So I go to work. Sometimes I get to the office 10. When I started there, I was going early, but I say my bus soon. Sometimes I get to the office like 10. I close after 8. So imagine you get home after 8 and you are tired. What are you going to do? And the moment I get home, I have to prepare for the next day. If there's something I have to read, if there's something I have to do, maybe watch TV small, monitor what's going on, and then you sleep. You wake up again, same routine. It gets boring sometimes. Weekends, I have Saturdays these days. Previously, my schedule was Monday to Sunday. Because I had Lady Circle on Saturday. I'll go to work Monday to Friday. And on Sunday is when GMB comes up. So it's like the whole week at some point. But now my Saturdays are free. My Sundays are busy. My Mondays are my rest days. So today that I'm here, I'm supposed to be sleeping at home and be resting. This your guy would be here. But so you see, you don't really have a life because the tiniest of time you get, you want to sleep. You want to rest, even though you break down. And so, but all of this put together is what makes it what it has become and what you all see. People see the beauty of it. I remember when I started working at TV3 and then They gave me the platforms, I've been on. You be there, you hear people say, "Daben Obaye and Che, why is she doing this?" Of course, all of that. But all of those things come together, and it pushes you. And so me, I don't have any regrets. Rather, it's the other way around. I'm very happy I decided to do this. I have proven a lot of people wrong, a lot of people in my family. I've proven to them that it is possible. You can do it. You can be in this field, be in your space, mind your business, and still succeed. You do not have to be part of the whole, there's this notion when it comes to this entertainment, you have to be a certain kind of way. But I also thank God for people like the Nashokos, the Anita Eskins, the Gifty Aunties, the Bellamundis. They set a certain pattern that I feel we should even appreciate them more. Somebody like Gifty Auntie, how many years? Have you seen a picture of her or a video of her looking a certain way? So why don't we appreciate these people, and why don't we go on social media and see their pictures rather circulating and we hyping these people? These are like correct role models. These are the people I've looked up to.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
My spare time, I'll sleep. I'll sleep small. I'll watch movies. I'm on my phone too most of the time. My spare time I reply a lot of your messages and your comments on social media, and then maybe I'll cook small, eat small. Sometimes I can play music and dance at home. My dancing is not good, but once I'm enjoying it, that's all that matters. And so, those are the little things. I don't like reading. Yeah. I say this without any shame. I don't like reading. So I'm just someone is expecting me to say that, maybe I'll read this. I don't know the last time I read any book. I'm not saying you shouldn't read, read, but it's something that I do not enjoy doing that much. But of course, I pay much attention to my English. So I'll check on things that has to do with English, your vocabs, pronunciations, and all of that. So those things I pay much attention. But reading is not my thing. I'd rather maybe watch a movie instead. Yeah.
So my last question.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you learned about yourself since you became a celebrity?
I'm not a celebrity.
Hey,
no, I'm not. No. No, I'm not. I think being in the spotlight or, in the limelight, it comes with my job. But in Ghana, it's like everybody, once the person, waka past cry, you say you're a celebrity. There are people that I'll tag as celebrities. Jackie Appiah, Nana McBrown. They are the superstar celebrities, but no, I am not. I'm a TV presenter. I studied journalism in school, so I'm a journalist, and that's where it ends. The celebrity there, maybe when I start going to Hollywood, and those things, maybe I'll add it to my titles, but for now, I'm not. You asked me what I've learned about myself. I'll say that I've learned that I'm more confident than I thought I was. And there's so much I can do that I didn't know that I can really do it.
Recently, I traveled to Suhum, some of the senior high schools there, just to share the word of God with them. And I came across some amazing girls, and without even telling them I was getting you on board for this program, I said, we have a portrait picture for Anita. Hey. And before that, I already had in mind to get you, so it was like everything was just adding up. The people that I was, planning on getting them for this program were already expecting you without knowing you'd be coming.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm sure they would like to present it to you. But before we go into that, I would just like us to take 2 questions from the audience.
You're looking lovely, by the way.
Thank you, darling.
All right. So my question is, there are many journalists in Ghana. There are many of your colleagues who do what you do. Aside, let me say, the grace of God and the favor of God that has brought you out, what other factors account for distinguishing a person above their peers? Because there are many people who do what you do. So what would you say has brought you this far?
I would say it's more of how I carry myself. I'm intentionally not following any particular trend. I do what suits me. I do what will make me happy. I do what will make my mom proud. My mom was my number one. She's always been my number one cheerleader from day one. So, because she supported me and all of that, I've made a conscious effort to make her very proud and not for a second make her ever regret making me do this. So, these are some of the things. It's an intentional thing. It's something that it makes me happy. So, be intentional about everything that I'm doing. Yeah.
When you were growing up like a younger girl, it's such a beautiful age like you, men will be rushing you all over. Those who are old, sugar daddies and your age.
Hey! Sugar daddy.
How did you manage all those people? When they came around, how did you manage yourself to avoid them for you to have your vision in life? Amen.
Amen, Susampa. When I was like 15, I looked like somebody who was 25. I've always had that mature look, Mpenyisem kakra, during vacations, I'll fix my hair and all of that. And that was my dad's biggest fear, that how I look, it will draw the men, to me. But it's up to you. Me, I'm very selective. So I've had a lot of male friends. Me, I'll choose a male friend over a female friend. Yes, I love having male friends. So I had a lot of male friends. But sugar daddies, I've had a few relationships here and there, but they are not like sugar daddy. You get it? People that may be older than me. Of course, as a woman, you have to get someone who's quite older than you. I've had a few relationships, but with the men, they will come. Even now moment has reduced though. Yes, funny enough, you're surprised. Now, rather, I think that it comes with when they realize that you are out there. Now, rather, people think that the men, maybe my DM and my messages are all full of men. No, now, rather, they are afraid. They're not coming. And people are asking me when I get married. But, it's all good. I've tried to manage them nicely. If you like me and I don't like you, the world doesn't come to an end. So... we move.
In all your down moments, during the accidents and the times where you were having low salaries, low wages, and have you ever thought of giving up? Because we're looking up to you people. It's not easy down here. Sometimes we feel like giving up.
My career, I told God, I don't want to ever submit a CV or an application letter anywhere. It means that you'll be hungry for a very long time. And those are some of the things that kept eating me up. Even around that time, I got some offer. A friend of mine decided to help me in another media house. And they're like, oh, bring your CV, bring your application letter. Then I'm saying, hey, when you write the letter and you take it, there's nothing wrong. But I want a situation where they should come for me. That one, the offer is different. The experience is different. They pamper you be like that. I wanted that experience. Same way GH1, I was called, that kind of thing. And so when it is not coming, and when your account balance every day is going down, because you know that you have to eat, you have to take care of yourself. Those were some of the times that I felt like, oh, maybe I should go back to school. Maybe tell my brother that I want to go back to school, do a different course, and then find something else to do. I had all of those ideas. Or I should go into business. Social media, people are selling clothes, they are selling hair, they are selling this. Or I should go and learn something. I had all of those ideas. I kept brainstorming. At a point, I was like, my mom knows how to sew very well. Or we should go and buy fabric. We start selling. I wear the dresses, I post on social media. Like, all of these ideas kept coming. But I thank God that through it all and through all the down moments, I didn't give up.
I want to know your favorite food. Maybe the what's food. Did you get me? Any entertaining thing about you? Thank you so much.
How did you build up your confidence?
I don't like red. I just like the effect it gives to my skin, basically. So you see me do a lot of red lipstick and all of that. My favorite colors are blue and yellow. Yeah. Green is not my favorite color. It's so any. I don't like green. Yeah, my favorite food. Oh, me, I like my fufu. But it's weird. The one thing, I love plantains. Oh, roasted, fried. Like, almost every week, I will park somewhere and buy cocoa too. I love it. Like roasted plantains, plantain chips, those are the things I love. I love to munch on stuff. So, but when we're talking about proper food, give me fufu on any day. Give me tilapia. I love tilapia, but not with banku. Yes, I love tilapia a whole lot. And then I love my ampesi as well. So those are the things that I love. And the final question was about how I built my confidence. Yeah. So, this issue of confidence, I think I realized that I cannot disappoint myself and I cannot disappoint my bosses. And I realized that when I came to Media General and I realized that, these people actually believe that I can do certain things. I've been watching GMB since I was young. Since it started, my mom and I will always be betting on who will win and who will be evicted and all of that. And then I come to Media General, and then the first year, in less than how many months, I'm put on this platform with no other person than Johnny Hughes. Johnny Hughes is a very intelligent guy. He's done this for years. He knows every corner in this country. This guy knows it. He knows our culture. He knows every issue you give him. He will let you know that I'm on top of issues. 2020, COVID-19, I was put on another show with Bellamundi. We're talking about, everything that was happening in the various countries. And I'm like, aren't you realizing that they believe in you more than you even believe in yourself? So imagine being put on all of these shows and you come and you do not do well. They have every right to take it away from you. So this is a big opportunity you've been giving. People will kill for this platform you're on. You can't let yourself down. I don't know how it happened, but it boosted my confidence from like 50 to 150. And of course, when I stand in front of people, you always get the butterflies. If I don't get the butterflies in my tummy or I'm not nervous, that day means I have met floppy photo. So I should be a little nervous, but I do not allow the nerves to get the best part of me. From GMB to what? Every Sunday, I'm a little nervous. Yesterday, or the last few weeks, it's been worse. And yesterday, I had a bad cold. I had a cough. In between, when I hand over to the girls, I'll be coughing. And that is enough to make you look terrible on TV. But you know what? Somebody watching at home doesn't care if you have cold. Though. Since morning, they've been planning that at 8 p.m., they want to watch GMB. So who are you to come and misbehave? I don't know if some of you were working and schooling at the same time. I don't know if some of you were doing that. Oh, you know what I'm talking about. It's the most difficult thing to do. But you did it. Not everybody. Sometimes, when people talk about degree, that, it's now that people are making it look like you can just pick it from the ground. See, it is very, very difficult, and if you've been able to do this or you are doing this, always give yourself a pat on the shoulder. You've done what a lot of people cannot do. Learning, reading and passing your exam, the pressure that comes with it. University crampo say, if anything, more printouts, near there, a lot things you have to put in your head. Sometimes you sit down and you want to give up. You're like, who even sent me? I want to give up. School is not by force. You get it? I've been there. Me, it is with this, my one journalism degree that we didn't name Musa and Amiko. Because, after my GIJ degree, I've been saying I'll go back. I don't have a master's. Yeah, I don't. In the future, it's something I'm working on. Hopefully, my schedule is too tight. Now, it means if I want to do that, I have to choose between either work or school. You're not engineer, so we don't want you to take that risk. But you guys, you've done so well. Congratulations to all of you. Now that you're done, you can do so many things on the side. Now, when it comes to selling, you don't have to get a shop. There are so many businesses you can do. do not rely just on the school. Because you do not know when you will be getting a job. I'll be as blunt can be. The job market is choked. See, you graduate, and I'm not scaring any of you, but these are some of the truths that we should let you all know so that you do not find yourself wanting. If there's a business idea you have, talk to people. Go for events. Go to places where, walk up to people. Do not be afraid to walk up to people. Talk to them. Oh, this is the idea I have. This is what I want to do. Can you help me? When you hear of such important programs like this, go and listen. If you don't, because if you have to go and pay millions of cedis and thousands of cedis to go in, no. That money you can add to that business idea you have. Go to places where you can tap knowledge from people. Me, I support 100% doing a business on the side. Because last, if anything doesn't work at all, you can fall back on something. My office, I have some of my interns, they are selling rings. They go to Accra. Sometimes during our lunch break, they'll go and Meko Accra. But when they say Meko Accra, I know what they are going to do. Okofa rings, kakra, near there. And they get it as cheap as 5 CDs, 10 CDs. And they'll come and sell it at 30 CDs, 40 CDs. Perfumes, the small. I have a lady in my office. That is what she does now. When she started, for 5, or they buy any toy, she went back. Now she comes and she's like, if I weigh 12, if I weigh 15. She's an intern there, but she's still doing that. There's so many things you can start with, just maybe 50 CDs. Talk to your friends, the ones who will help you, let them help you. If they will not help you, let them go. Move on. Talk to people. Do something on the side. Sometimes I know it gets very, very hard. And this point where you are transitioning from school to, if you want to maybe further your education or get into the job market, it's going to be tough. You'll get a lot of no's. You get a lot of, we don't think you deserve it. Some will be very blunt. Some will tell you, we will get back to you. You get it. We will call you. You go for this interview. So you see why I don't really like going for interviews. But sometimes you have to go because you do not know what will come out of it. Go. If they tell you they will call you back, don't hear from them. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. And in all of this, do not forget the God factor. Like, pray. Pray. But do not just rely on the prayers and think that I'm praying. A manna will fall from heaven and everything will be perfect. No. Add the hard work. Add the perseverance. Add the confidence and be bold. Everything you put your mind to. I don't know the courses you offered, but if that is genuinely what you want to do not let anybody tell you anything. They are not in your shoes. They do not know why you want to do that. Your parents will have a say. They'll tell you, we think this one is better for you. Of course, people always think that they have better ideas and better thoughts for us. It's normal. But you are wearing those shoes and you know where it hurts. And you know where it makes you feel comfortable. You know where it makes you feel happy. And so just go with the flow. And I wish you all the very, very best.
Amen. So, Charlie, guys, God bless you. Esther, please come and present your portrait.
She sent me the message about the artwork. And you said you are in Koforidua. So I was like, something? I didn't want her to come all the way because I appreciated it so much, but I felt like she coming all the way, and she's a student, and I think she's in... Yes. So I felt like, young lady, over all the way. I didn't want any wahala. So I was like, no, don't come. Like, wow.
Wow.
I can't believe this. Wow. The moment you said, I was like, nah, this, I know her. Oh, wow. Like, guys, a round of applause for her. She's kept this artwork. It was even before my birthday in June. Yeah, she started sending me this message. Come be a message. Oh, darling, come here.
Oh.
Wow.
So will you open it up? So that
I want to see how it looks.
I want to see. Maybe it's my pictures.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, darling.
Wow.
See, this is one of my favorite pictures of all time. This, turn it so they see it. This is... Hey! Wow. Shall I read it? Okay, let me read this one. A letter to Anita Akuffo. Ish. Right from the very day I saw you, I immediately saw my dreams in you. It was like the very day the disciples met Jesus Christ. Hello. Their lives turned around, and that was the same expression I felt within me. From the rising to the going down of the sun, my love for you never ends. Oh. See this one there.
Vibes on vibes.
I need to change the words for somebody special in my life. Charlie, this one there. It's like an endless flow of a river running through my soul. Now, see, I'm keeping the rest for myself. You people,
amazing, amazing. Guys, put your hands together. Put your hands together.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Wow. Are you not clapping, or you are clapping, or you are jealous, or you are envious, or you are Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing.
Thank you. Oh, see.
You have to adopt her.
I have to. I have to
adopt her.
I told myself that I'm not too ready for, like, mentoring and all of that. But for her, I'll mentor her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Challenge.
Thank you. Coming all the way. Oh, wow. I have a wall that I hang all my frames on it. I'll go and add it. Wow. Thank you, darling. Oh, I didn't see this coming.
Guys, put your hands together.